What's really going on between SpaceX Starlink and Ukraine? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of fireside. So good. That smokiness of the lap song, guys. Hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, a cup of coffee, hanging out, talking tech, talking photo, talking video. Today is a tech day, a Starlink day, kinda, sorta, maybe even a Ukraine day. I don't know. Anyways, I want to get into this a little bit with you guys because I've been getting a lot of notes, let's say, in my inbox, not even here on YouTube, but actually in my email from a lot of you guys that want more information about what I think is going on over there between SpaceX, Starlink, and Ukraine. And I wanted to give you my thoughts on it and where I think things are going, maybe escalating. I found an article over on space.com. And it was written by, last name was Wall, I believe. I think it was Mike Wall. And he did a really good job at taking all of the things that have been going on in the last week or so and compiling them into one short article. And I want to read this to you real quick and then give you my commentary after. And then more importantly, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think? Do you think it's going to affect us here in the US, let's say, with our Starlink? If so, how? There is a lot of folks that are saying that, by us contributing all of these Starlink packages, these kits, tens of thousands of them, is making it harder for us in the US to be able to get SpaceX Starlink. Also, we're seeing slowness in speed reductions as of late, and the speeds that we see here in the US are slower than what people are seeing in Europe, for example. Does that have to do with saturation? What does that have to do with? But that's not what this video is about. Today we're going to be talking about, obviously, SpaceX Starlink and what is going on. What is the real underpinnings of what's going on between them and Ukraine? So let's get into this article. But before I do, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded any of my ebooks as of yet, go check them out. Go over to JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. There's a lot of good stuff over there and it's free. Go check that out. Also, if you enjoyed this content, even a little bit, please throw it a thumbs up. That would be very helpful. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. If you are subscribed, think about clicking this button right over here. So when I go live or when a new video comes out, you will be notified of it immediately. And if you want to contribute to this channel, maybe just say thank you. There's a little thank you button down here that YouTube gave us. And if you click on that, you can provide $1 or $2, whatever you would like, or even better, become a member of the channel. That would be awesome. So let's get right into this article. Starlink, SpaceX's giant and ever-growing broadband constellation, has been a vital piece of Ukrainian communication infrastructure throughout the ongoing Russian invasion. Ukrainian government officials publicly requested Starlink terminals on February 26, just 2 days after the invasion began, and the first ones arrived in the country on the 28th. That's 48 hours later, and Elon had terminals already in the country. Not bad, not bad. In early April, SpaceX and the U.S. Agency for International Development announced they had jointly delivered about 5,000 Starlink terminals to Ukraine, with SpaceX directly providing more than 3,000 of them. 3,000 right from Elon, 2,000 from this U.S. Agency for International Development. The number has grown considerably since then to 25,000 terminals or so, according to company founder and CEO Elon Musk. SpaceX is footing the bill for most of these terminals, Musk said, and the cost is far from nominal. The company currently charges $110 per month for Starlink service per terminal, plus an initial one-time hardware cost of $599. Those prices are for standard service. Specialty options such as Starlink Marine are more expensive. I also want to note that as of yesterday, SpaceX Starlink's Aviation is now available for more moolah. This article continues, and this is where the confusion comes in. There has been a lot of back and forth on Twitter and in the media over the past 4 days about the cost of SpaceX's Ukraine commitment and the company's continued willingness to pay for it. For example, on the 14th, CNN reported that SpaceX had asked the U.S. military to start paying for the Ukrainian government's use of Starlink. Quote, "We are not in the position to further donate terminals to Ukraine or fund the existing terminals for an indefinite period of time." SpaceX's director of government sales wrote to the Pentagon in September, according to CNN. The outlet also reported that SpaceX claimed its Starlink cost in the Ukraine could exceed $120 million for the rest of 2022 and nearly $400 million over the next 6 months. Just a day later, however, Musk publicly backtracked from this request for Pentagon dollars. Quote, "To hell with it. Even though Starlink is still losing money and other companies are getting billions of taxpayer dollars, we'll just keep funding Ukraine government for free." The billionaire entrepreneur wrote on Twitter on October 15th. Quote, "SpaceX has already withdrawn its request for funding." He added another tweet on Monday, October 17th. Musk has provided further details in other tweets this week. For instance, he clarified on Tuesday, October 18th, that SpaceX isn't picking up the entire tab for the Ukrainian government's SpaceX Starlink's use, and that the Pentagon isn't one of the organizations that are chipping in. Pentagon, this much. So I guess the plot thickens here a little bit. Now we're seeing other organizations that are stepping up. Not the U.S. government, not the Pentagon, not DOD, nobody, right? Nobody, but there are some other humanitarian, let's say, companies or individuals that are going to start helping SpaceX Starlink to provide connectivity to the country. Musk tweeted, quote, "No money from the DOD, the U.S. Department of Defense, but several other countries, organizations, and individuals are paying for 11 to 25,000 more terminals. Thanks." That Tuesday's tweet also shared that SpaceX is losing about $20 million per month, quote, "due to unpaid service and costs related to enhanced security measures for cyber war defense, but we'll keep doing it. Sigh." So it's not like Elon Musk is taking these kits, putting them into your backyard and saying, yeah, plug them in and we'll give you service. It's not that easy. There are geniuses behind SpaceX that are sitting there cobbling code all day long to try to figure out how to stop this, let's say, Russian attack on SpaceX Starlink, right? Cyber war, as Musk calls it. All right. So there's a lot that goes into it. This costs money. This isn't just like unicorns and rainbow ponies and shit, right? This takes money. This takes a lot of time, and this takes away from those engineers from doing other stuff, like getting Elon to Mars or something like that. Also, as reported by Space News, the U.S. military has weighed in recently as well. Brigadier General Pat Ryder, the DoD press secretary, confirmed on Tuesday that the Pentagon hasn't paid SpaceX any money for Starlink service in Ukraine to date. Once again, zip, nothing. Quote, "What an individual company may or may not do in a particular corner of the world, of course, is incumbent on that company to decide and do," Ryder told the reporters on October 18th, according to Space News. He did stress, however, the Pentagon has discussed Starlink with SpaceX as well as, quote, "the broader issue of providing satellite communication to Ukraine." That's nice. SpaceX could get some funding help soon from a variety of sources. On Sunday, October 16th, the co-founder and CEO of the cross-border payment app Chipper Cash tweeted that he would be keen to donate money to help provide Starlink service to schools and hospitals in Uganda. So there's definitely people that are taking notice of how powerful SpaceX Starlink is, and they want to help out because they want to help their country. Here we see in Uganda, we see that they're looking to help hospitals, schools. This is an important service. I've said this from day one, probably a year and a half ago, how important SpaceX Starlink is going to be. And that's when it was in beta. No one even knew what it was. And I was like talking and people are like, what the hell is this thing? Another antenna? What is it? Anyways, the article continues. Musk replied that SpaceX will add a donate option on its Starlink website. And on Tuesday night, he tweeted that the company hopes to release something to that effect next week. So, folks who want to help fund Starlink service in Ukraine may soon be able to do so with a click of a button. Now, I did check the website as of today. Today is the 20th in the morning. That button does not exist as of yet. It'll probably show up next week, like he said, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I will let you know and I'll report back once it does. But as of today, the donate button is not there. So my question to you guys is, number one, should Elon Musk continue to foot the bill? One. Number two, should the U.S. government be footing the bill? Number three, should Ukraine, the country, be footing the bill? So we know that countries are continuously importing food and fuel and all sorts of goods and services and whatnot, right? Continuously. That's what countries do. They have some money and they bring in goods and services. Well, why are they not paying for this service? As we know, and as I stated when it first was introduced, how important SpaceX Starlink is going to be and what a major role it is playing in their country, in Ukraine. Is Ukraine broke? I don't think so. Why is it that they're not paying for it? Now, I just don't get it. I mean, if you have a good or service that you can purchase for your people that is going to save your people, that will be so important for your military, why would you not just pay? I really don't get it. To me, it doesn't make any sense. Maybe one of you guys, once again, you're probably smarter than I am. Down in the commentary, let me know where I got this wrong. Now, the way I look at this is the president of Ukraine requested for terminals to be sent from Elon Musk directly, right? Through a tweet. And then 48 hours, thousands of terminals start showing up. 48 hours later. I mean, this is crazy. And as of now, we're looking at about 25,000 terminals on the ground. And we know that the U.S. government has funded 3,000 of them. So we see about 22,000 terminals sitting there in the Ukraine that are paid for by SpaceX Starlink. Why? I mean, there has to be a finite amount. You just can't do this in perpetuity, even though Elon Musk walked it back and said, you know what? Yeah, everyone else is getting paid. We're not, but that's okay. We're just going to keep on doing it because we're idiots. It's a humanitarian act. But even though it is, I think the country should be paying for it and not ours. That's just my personal opinion. I really do think that once Elon Musk provided all of those pieces of hardware to them, that should have been the end of it. That should have been the end of his donation. At that point, they could pay for service. If you wanted to give them service for a week as a test, a trial run, as they can see how great it is, well, that's fine. And then thereafter, they should foot the damn bill. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think. We see what's going on. We can read it in the news. We can read what Elon actually says in tweets. So we can't get that twisted. We know the news is always twisted, right? They look at it in any different way that they want to, and then they report in the biased way as they lean, so to speak. But with the tweets, it's black and white. It is what it is. This is what he's saying. So what we do know is that they have thousands, tens of thousands of terminals on the ground. We also know that Elon is not going to shut them off. He's going to keep on doing it forever or as long as he can. He also is going to start taking donations. So if anyone wants to donate to this cause, to the Ukrainian cause, they'll be able to do that. Even though I do believe that the government, their government, the Ukraine people, the Ukraine country should be paying for this service. How much is it? I mean, it can't be that much. 25,000 terminals. Multiply that by 110 bucks. I don't know. Just the amount of security work, like I said, in programming that is going on behind the scenes right now to harden Starlink must be. But you could look at it another way. It is definitely a means to really harden SpaceX Starlink's network, right? Being in a direct, indirect conflict, a proxy conflict, right? To end up with a service that's unbelievable. I think I'm going to do a story maybe tomorrow about a competitor to Starlink that just went to the government, our government, and said, listen, we can do this better. And with our service, you're not going to have to worry about us just shutting it off, playing that card, right? So I think I'm going to do a little story on that tomorrow because I find it fascinating, how this is all happening, unfolding. So in the comment area below this video, let's have this conversation. I want to hear from you. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know what you think. You know what I think, but I'm just some talking head on YouTube. What do I know? Nothing, right? It's more about what we talk about in the comment area below. That's what is the strength of this community that we've been building together. Now 53,000 strong, something like that. And I feel blessed that you're all here hanging out with me every day. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. As I said before, even if you have just a little bit, please consider throwing this video a thumbs up and tell your friends, family, and colleagues about the channel. Let's get this channel built up, all right? Let's do it. So anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. One last thing. If you have not as of yet, go check out my website over at JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools I've invented over the many years for you and me. And hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That's it, guys. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one. Love you all.